Alright, hey guys, right, I'm back. We're gonna be talking about King James. King James the Sixth and King James the First. King James the First was the one who sanctioned the translation, the first Bible in actual fact, the translation of the King James Version 1611, or the first English translation of the King James Version 1611, should I say rather. So this is a portrait of who King James is supposed to look like, alright? So let's go a little bit more into who King James is. Yeah? King James also, him and King James the Sixth also released, before releasing the King James, he released a book on demonology. Yes, you heard it right, demonology. Let's get into this. In 1597, King James VI of Scotland published compendium on witchcraft law called Demonology. It was also published in England in 1603, when James ascended to the English throne. The book asserts James' full belief in magic and witchcraft, and aims to both prove the existence of such forces and to lay down what sort of trial and punishment these practices merit. In James' view, demonology takes the form of a dialogue popular of didactic works and is divided into three sections. The first on magic, necromancy, which is the prediction of the future by communicating with the dead. The second on witchcraft and sorcery, and the third on spirits and spectres. Demonology and Macbeth. Many elements of the witchcraft scenes in Macbeth conform to James' ideas and beliefs in witchcraft as expressed in Demonology, News from Scotland, and his anti-witchcraft legislation. This includes ideas such as the witches vanishing invisible flight, their raising of storms, dancing and chanting sexual acts, their gruesome potion ingredients, and the presence of animal familiars. Scholars are divided as to whether Shakespeare's portrayal of witchcraft panders to the king's interests, or whether it is a more subversive comment on his involvement with witch hunting, or perhaps a mix of the two. It seems noteworthy that although the play Macbeth is contaminated with the witchcraft of the wayward sisters, and Macbeth himself is spurred on by their prophecies and the urging of his somewhat witchy wife, Shakespeare placed the responsibility for Duncan's murder on Macbeth himself, and Macbeth's downfall is a result of his tyranny as king. His greatest error in his dealings with the witches seemed to be his credulity and naivety with their double-speaking prophecies. Alright, so that's King James. Okay, he let's see if I can see this. Alright, so this is obviously written in a mixture of English and Latin, judging by the words here. I'm not sure why they had to put it sideways, but that is what it is. What site is this on? bl.uk. So if you guys want to go ahead and read that. So the creator of this was King James the Sixth and the First. Alright, and it was first published in 1597. Okay, alright. So that is King James. Now let's move on to the publishers of the NIV. Alright, and you know they published the NIV. Are you also aware that they published a book on Satanism? Let's have a little peek into what this book's about, yeah? Belief in Satan worship is often viewed as an embarrassing throwback to the superstitions of another time, and selling your soul to the devil, nothing more than an overworked theme in literature and opera. To the contrary, Bob and Gretchen Passantino show how, in the midst of prevailing attitudes of skepticism and disbelief, Satanism has made unprecedented inroads into our society. Right, and that is published by Zondervan Academic. Now, Zondervan are the people who actually publish a lot of the Bibles. Okay, the NIV, New International Version, the New Revised Standard Version, the New American Standard Bible, and the Amplified Bible. NIV Bibles, study Bibles, large print, blah blah blah. But are you aware that they also publish a lot of other books? For instance, The Dark Side of the Supernatural. If I just go back, we'll see a lot of the other books that they've published. Satan is alive and well on planet Earth. Alright, and they've also published one on Satan, as I read before. Okay, and there's also some rumors. Now, this is something which I haven't quite found myself, but NIV connection with LGBT persons. Let's see what we find there. Will and Testament takes the Bible to court. What does the Bible say about that? Growing? No. Timing? No. So, do you know what? Let's leave that one alone. When I find more information on that, I will. But we're going back to this good old fella here, Mr. King James. Now, King James and his Demonology book of King James I. So, Demonology of King James I. Official edition 1597, King James I. New edition 2016, edited by Tavel Warwick, I believe it is. And that's on Amazon. If you take a quick little look and have a little peek on this, I don't want that, thank you very much. The Demonology of King James I forms one of the most intriguing and well-made texts of the burning times. Crafted at the end of the 16th century, it details the nature of sorcery, witches, Satan, fairies, and hauntings, simultaneously blasting witchery and papistry. King James prescribes various witch hunting methods, classifies demons, and suggests the sole method of dealing with all forms of witches, including those practicing the healing arts, namely death. So let's have a little look-see and see what else we can find on this book. So let's see, can we get a little glimpse into it maybe? No, so that's not going to give me a little glimpse into some of the pages before. Not that I would buy it, but it would be nice just to have a little look, see, wouldn't it? It is a little difficult to read, as it was written centuries ago when our English language was different to how it has since evolved. It is also in dialogue form, but interesting to read about James I of England thought about the devil, demons and witches, etc. His thoughts and ideas are obviously of the times in which he lived, and this in itself makes it an interesting read and makes us realize how much time, thought and energy he and others put into deeply thinking about the subject, which obviously took up a lot of their thinking time. Much more, I assume, than is this case today. As a historical book with regards to the beliefs of witchcraft held in those times, it is enlightening. Can't complain about the content. This isn't a text you would buy if you didn't know what it was already. Can't complain about the fact that it's a hard read, courtesy of being written in early modern English. All in all, it's a great value transcription of this book for anyone interested in this period of English history and how the persecution of people under the banner of witchcraft came about. Looks good and goes well with other similar works. Very interesting read, especially from the perspective of 16th century king's viewpoint. Intelligible piece of work, and I did like the way it was written in the forms of a dialogue, which gave it that nice, authentic read. Okay, interesting book and quickly delivered. Thank you. An interesting insight into the beliefs of the world view of a different era and kings in particular. Okay, interesting. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. Not sure if you knew this, but I found that to be rather interesting. I think I might buy this book and just see what King James believed back then when it came down to witchcraft. So very interesting. Anyway, guys, take care. I hope you guys are soon. Just wanted to share this little bit of information that I found, and I'll be back. Take care now. Bye bye.